Hello, Scorpio. This is your horoscope and pick an object reading for the month of April 2019. We'll spend a couple minutes on the astrology and then we will get right into a pick an object. And I will do some Lenormand and Tarot readings around the object you've picked. You can pick more than one, or you could listen to all three. It's entirely up to you. Uh, I do recommend you get a personalized chart done somewhere or even an personalized card reading. This is general, and the horoscope, sun sign horoscopes, are extremely general. Anyway, for the month of April, there's not a whole lot going on for Scorpio as far as challenging aspects. A lot of it's really supportive or not affecting you at all. Except for those of you born at the very early part of Scorpio, like October 24th, you have Uranus opposing your sun and in the solar seventh house, so that could definitely bring sudden, unexpected changes into your life, especially personal relationships. The rest of you are being supported. Neptune and Pisces is harmonious aspect. Saturn, Pluto, South Node is a harmonious aspect. Um, hmm. For the month of April, it's going to be fairly quiet for most of you astrologically. Not much going on. Everything that's happening is being is fairly supportive. When things start to move into Aries, that could kind of trigger you because it's a very Martian. You're both Mars ruled. Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. So when some of these personal planets start moving more into Aries, you could feel that a little bit. You could feel more invigorated. You could feel a little bit more triggered. It could just kind of put a fire underneath you a little bit. But for the most part, it's a fairly quiet month for most of you, except for those of you born at the very early end of Scorpio. Then you can expect some very uh, unexpected changes and things happening out of nowhere, sudden flashes of insight. It could be definitely very exciting and interesting, especially with relationships. You could be meeting unusual people you normally don't meet, having relationships with people you usually don't have relationships with. And this Uranus is going to travel through Taurus for the next 7 years, so it's going to hit you eventually if it's not hitting you right now. Okay, so we're going to move into the pick an object reading. So the first object we have is the Orgonite. It's an energy device. And then we have the Shungite sphere. Shungite is primordial ooze, mined from Russia. It's 1 billion years old, and they use this for healing. And then we have the selenite wand, which has a very powerful energy to it. Very good for manifesting. So you can pick your object, and I'm going to pause the video while I shuffle and get things set up. I just find it saves me a bit of time and things upload faster. So you can pause it if you need a moment to pick your object. You can pick more than one object, or you can watch all three. It a lot of times ties together anyway. All right, bye for now. I mean, not bye for now. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna pause it and then get the first group set up here. Okay, group one, the Orgonite. Here are your cards for the first week. I mean, the first week of April. It's the first group for the month of April. Yeah, the Mercury retrograde is kind of getting to me right now. It's squaring my I mean, it's squaring my Mercury actually, and it's conjuncting Neptune and squaring my Mercury. Okay. So this is okay, so there's a lot of been some confusion around a relationship. This is all coming to an end here. This confusion, this not knowing what's going on. There's a secretiveness. There is not knowing what direction to go in. This is all coming to an end in the month of April. Confusion, especially around a romantic relationship, is coming to an end for a lot of you. If there's nothing romantically happening, it's going to be some other aspect of your life, but there's definitely a romantic feel, okay? Cards at play in this. And there's a whole new beginning happening. There's a whole new coming to terms with things and a new start with relationships for this month. A lot's coming to an end. A lot of confusion, a lot of unknowing, a lot of secretness, a lot of not sure what decision to make. And it's like this feeling of people not being on the same page with someone. Like you're both going off in different directions, but you're not even communicating that. It's kind of under the surface and secret. I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards, but generally it looks like there's a whole new beginning starting and a whole new chapter that's going to be long term and much more stable. So there's a new chapter starting this April for you in all aspects of life, many aspects of life, not just romantically, and other aspects too. So I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards. So yes, we're coming into balance here. So yeah, there's somebody that's just not been connecting with you the way you want to be connected with. They've been distant or you've been distant from them, but I'm getting mostly it's probably them. There's a distance, there's a lack of communication, there's a heartbreak, but you're coming into this energy of somebody who's much more stable and who's much more emotionally available. So this person has not been emotionally, I know this isn't going to apply to everyone. Probably not everyone watching this is having some sort of romantic thing going on, but this is this reading's very romantic, very heartbreak. There's a lot of heartbreak, but there's a whole new energy coming in. Like these cards here very much like these cards here very much like these. There's definitely a pattern I'm seeing here where there's heartache, heartbreak, confusion, lack of clarity, not knowing what to do, lack of, just a mess really with some sort of relationship, probably to another person. If you're not having any kind of romantic drama, it could be your relationship to yourself or to a career or to something. There's some relationship heartbreak that's happened. And then you're moving into this whole new experience where there's stability and there's somebody who's emotionally available to you. There's more connection, there's more depth, there's a more richness. You're not going to feel as emotionally neglected. You're going to feel more connected. You're going to feel just a whole lot better in what's coming in the month of April, and it has potential for long-term stability, and it's going to feel much better to you than what you've experienced before. You've kind of been involved with someone who's been way too analytical. just way too analytical. And they've been way too analytical and not really able to connect with you in the depth you're seeking, and the emotional connect with you emotionally. And that's changing. That's finally changing, but it's gonna come. This past is coming to an end, and this new experience, this new person is coming in, and they just have a lot more to offer you. And it definitely looks long term. So that's the message for group one, the Organite. And I hope that resonated. I do more in depth personal readings for astrology, cards, psychic, and energy work. So if you're interested, I'll leave my email below, and you can contact me through there. I have some other avenues too. I have an Etsy store, and I have an Instago account, but I haven't spent much time doing the Instago. But anyway, I do have an Etsy store, and I have my email. You can contact me through my email for more information, and I can do a very in-depth personal reading on all kinds of stuff and do energy work. And this is just kind of a general fun reading for the month of April. Okay, thank you, group one, and have a good April, and enjoy the new chapter. Bye for now. Hello, group two, the Shungite Sphere group. Okay, here are your cards for the month of April. Okay. So you could end up traveling. This is this is very kind of specific, and I don't know if it's gonna apply to all of you, but the story these cards are telling me are traveling to somewhere, visiting a man who's in his home. He's a lonely man, but it's a very significant trip, and there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of confusion about this relationship. You could be meeting someone online, having a long distance relationship with them, meeting them in person. This probably isn't going to apply to everyone. However, this is the story that's coming out very strongly in these cards that I'm pulling. So somebody has to hear this. You're traveling to a house somewhere in a remote location. There is confusion about where this relationship's going, but you will be connecting with somebody, a male, in a remote location. I hate to be this specific because it's not going to apply to everyone. Let me pull a few tarot cards to try to make it more general. There is a confusing situation around a home, around love. There was a block in the past. You're kind of moving past the block, and you're kind of moving on into a situation that temporarily has a bit of confusion. So let's pull a couple tarot cards and see what else we can get about this. Oops. Okay, so this is going to be, okay. Well, this is going to be very social. Could be somebody from your past coming in, and it's very stable. Like I said, there is a bit of confusion about where things are going, and this is just for the month of April, so you never know, what's going to happen past the month of April. This is within the April time frame. You've been working really hard. You've been alone somewhat and you're moving into more of a social atmosphere. This is a strong connection with somebody who's more stable, but you're just not sure where things are going. This could involve actual travel or a long distance relationship, but you are moving into a place of just more connection, more socializing, more stability after spending a lot of time with just working on yourself, being isolated. That's what I'm seeing with these cards. There's not a whole lot more to say, really. Other than that, this person could live in the country. There's a house kind of surrounded by a garden and isolated, so you could be traveling out into the country, a rural environment, and spending time with this person. Looks like a man in this, some sort of male energy, but definitely looks like a man. Doesn't necessarily have to be a man, but in this spread, it obviously there's a man there. So there's a man out in kind of a rural area, and you will be. This will be a good social opportunity, and it will be stabilizing. It looks like the guy's pretty stable overall. The guy's a stable guy. You're just not sure where all this is going, but I would just go for it, kind of, see where it goes. Is a lot of opportunity for social networking, socializing, connecting, and this could be somebody from a past life or your past. So I think that's it for group 2. I hope that resonated. Looks like an interesting month ahead. And if you want a more personalized reading, feel free to contact me. I do astrology, card reading, obviously, psychic energy work, clairvoyant energy work, past life stuff, Akashic record stuff, all kinds of stuff. And my email's below. Anyway, bye for now and have a fabulous April. Okay, group 3, the Selenite Wand group. Getting an Atlantean feel from you guys. Okay, so here, ooh. Oh my goodness. Wow, group 3, I've only, that's amazing. Amazing so far. Okay, so this group, there's a similar theme here from the other 2 groups, but the bottom here looks amazing. It looks like you're going to go through a bit of a confusing period and some issues could be issues with another woman, could be issues with a third party, some confusion. You've been on a journey for a while now, a sudden journey, and there is some confusion here. The last 2 had a lot of confusion as well. I haven't seen this much confusion in any of the other signs yet, Scorpio. So I don't know, you guys must be, I don't know, I actually have a lot of Scorpios, so I guess we're having a confusing month, but this is amazing. These 3 cards at the bottom are absolutely awesome. So we have just a lot of abundance, a very, very important relationship, a fated relationship is coming in, but you are dealing with, you're coming into the month with a certain amount of confusion. Some person around you is not being truthful. You have someone around you. It could be a man or a woman. Let's see, the guides are saying it's more of a woman for most of you. There's someone around you that's just not being truthful, and there is confusion. You will sort this out, though. This will get sorted out by the end of the month, and you have an opportunity to come into a very positive relationship. that has, all kinds of richness and abundance, and a very important fated relationship is coming in. Though you do need to be careful because you have somebody's not being honest with you, and there is confusion right now. There is some amount of confusion there's gonna be a certain amount of confusion that lasts most of the month. However, there you are there is a great potential here for to be find who to be in a fated relationship, a very positive fated relationship, a very somebody from past life could be coming in, and things are very supported in this relationship. You could get through this phase easily. This is just for the month of April, and it looks like something faded is coming in that's just going to blow out all of this confusing energy for you. But you're going to get through it, Scorpio. You're going to get through it. It could just be the first couple weeks. Yeah, so there's somebody coming in who's going to be more emotional, passionate, creative. And it is a faded. It's your turn. Your time is coming here. Your time is coming. You will have the opportunity to find your destined relationship, a destined situation. Things are going to move into a much more positive space. But like I said, you're going to be traveling through this murky period for a little while. This is just for the month of April, so it could be the first couple weeks of April. I'm getting into the third week of April. Things will shift. The last week of April, you're going to have much more positive faded experiences coming in. But the first couple weeks of April, you're going to be traveling through a bit of this dark period, and there is somebody who's not being honest with you. They're going to get suddenly exposed for who they are. Something's going to happen to this person. They're going to get, either you're going to pull the mask off of them, or they're going to have the mask pulled off of them. So, and you will actually end up from this experience moving into a fated partnership of some sort. Because this is very, very faded and very positive as far as especially romantic relationships go. You just have to kind of get through this murky stuff for April. So if you want a more personalized reading, I offer very in-depth astrology readings, psychic, clairvoyant energy work, and of course, card readings. And I have my email below. Thank you, Group 3. It looks like it's going to be quite an interesting April ahead of you. There's a good, bad, and ugly, but I think it's going to come out pretty good in the end. So anyway, have a fabulous April, and bye for now.